directly on BuildMost.
3.
Find ideal interior designers on BuildMost.
4A3.
BuildMost got what you are searching.
Shall
Join
implement
BuildMost now.
technical safeguards to prevent the reproduction of training data and shall provide clear usage guidelines to users to the use of artificial intelligence tools. 4A4. The minister may, by statutory instrument, A4A, the minister may, by statutory instrument, artificial intelligence systems, regulate the use of corporate works, prescribe the criteria intelligence to be applied to works generated using prescribe the criteria to be applied to whether the work generated using artificial intelligence systems. Justification, Madam Chair, determine whether the work to provide for works which are eligible. Justification, Madam Protection, to provide for works which are eligible for corporate protection. And the use of corporate material the minister to prescribe the criteria to be applied to works generated to empower the minister to prescribe the criteria to be applied to determine whether the work is original. Artificial intelligence systems, Madam Chair. To determine whether the work is original. I beg to move, Madam Chair.
Right, Honourable Speaker and Honourable colleagues. Right, Honourable Speaker and Honourable colleagues, propose that provision, that insertion be proposed that provision, Right, Honourable Speaker, insertion be AI by the House is a tool. Right, Honourable Speaker, is a tool used to generate protected work. Is a tool. AI is not a tool used to generate protected work. Regulate tools. AI is not in. For example, a musician uses an organ. Regulate drums. For example, a musician uses an organ. This act is not about a drum. Tools that you use to generate the works. About the tools that you use the works themselves to generate the works. So the AI policy is much wider, and government is currently working on AI policy is much wider. And government is currently working on AI policy, but to say that we should regulate, attach, and guide people on its certain value, but to say that we should the copyright was made, certain value appropriate to how the copyright was made. Proposed amendment would not be appropriate. We propose that proposed amendment be dropped.
Honourable Baka, I think what AG is saying is correct.
Madam Chair, considering that
AG is saying is correct.
Madam Chair, considering that, Madam Chair, we have made a recommendation.
Do you have any law on
considering
AI?
That, Madam Chair, we have made a recommendation.
Do you have any law saying do you have a law that you're referring on AI? No, I'm saying do you have a law that you're referring on AI? And in the circumstance that you don't have to borrow, and in the circumstance that you don't have,
can I just make a statement and conclude, Madam Chair, and then you rule? Can I just make a statement and conclude, Madam Chair, and then you rule? Madam Chair, first of all, I concur with the Attorney General. For now, Chair, first of all, I concur with the Attorney General. For now, provisions relating to AI that need to be looked into further. Provisions relating to AI to that effect need to be looked at. That government should pick interest. And we made a recommendation to that effect and amended that government should pick interest in AI matters. But for now, I amended the Corporate Act further. But for now, I concede.
Clause 4.
I put a question that clause 4 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say I put a question that clause 4 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say the contrary. Yes,
Madam Chair, clause 5.
Chair.
The committee proposes amendment to clause 5. The committee proposes amendment to clause 5 terms. Clause 5 is amended. Section 13 of the paragraph in the following terms. Clause 5 is amended. Subsection 4 in the paragraph B. By substituting for subsection 4, a contract of assignment, license or transfer, a contract of assignment, license or transfer, a corporate shall be in writing. Falling within justification, a corporate for completeness shall be in writing. To harmonize justification, the provision with the head note by including the assignment and transfer the provision with the head note by including the assignment and transfer of a contract in the proposed subsection 4.
Thank you, AG.
I beg to move.
Thank you,
Right, Honourable Speaker, we have no objection to that proposed amendment. Right, Honourable Speaker, of it is that if you want to deal with an assignment of it is license of the use of any person's copyright, you can only do so by showing that you have a contract in writing. You can only do so
Thank you.
by
Put a
showing that
question
you have
at
a
clause
contract
5
in
be
writing.
amended
We do
as
concede.
proposed. Thank you. Put a question at clause 5 be amended as proposed.
Clause 5 as amended.
I put a question that clause 5 has amended stands part of the bill. I put a question that clause 5 has amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay.
Madam Chair, clause 6. The committee proposes to. Madam Chair, clause 6. The committee proposes 13A and 13B in the Principal Act. Section 13A will be amended as follows. Principal Act. By substituting the proposed section 13A, the following. By substituting the proposed section reversion of economic rights in copyright 13A, reversion of economic rights 13A 1 to author. In a contract of assignment, license or transfer 1, there is an implied term assignment, the economic rights or transfer in a copyright shall there is an implied term that the economic rights A upon termination of the contract of assignment or license A or transfer upon termination of the contract of assignment or the term of the contract or assignment B license or upon expiry of the term of the contract of assignment of the economic rights or the contract of assignment license or the economic rights in the contract of assignment bankrupt and license or transfer becomes contract obligations to the author bankrupt and can no longer meet where the contract of assignment to the license or transfer covers the right of where the contract of assignment the work goes out covers the right of publication or becomes the work unavailable or of print or for a reasonable time becomes unavailable or 5 years before the expiry reasonable time the duration of the protection of the 5 years before the expiry of the duration of the protection of the corporate works under this act as may be prescribed by the minister by for any other reason as may be prescribed by the minister by statutory the minister may by statutory instrument prescribe the procedure the minister may by statutory instrument prescribe the procedure of reverting the assignment license or transfer of corporate to the 13AB 13A in section 13B 1 the proposed section 13 B A 1 and B by deleting the word the proposed paragraphs effective A wherever the word B by deleting the word effective wherever the word appears in the provision. And in the proposed paragraph B by inserting immediately after the word and in the proposed paragraph B wherever the word appears immediately after the word technological wherever the word appears the word proposed 13A justification Madam Chair since the provision proposed 13A in the bill is replaced forestry provision contract proposed in the bill will deprive copyright owners the full utilization of their rights. Deprives copyright owners to adopt the full utilization of their rights that allow the second justification to adopt the right international best practices that allow circumstances. The reversion of the rights. The other justification to empower authors who have assigned their rights in the other justification to empower authors for the life of the copyright prior to the commencement of the copyright works and neighboring rights for the life of the copyright prior to the commencement of the copyright 5 years before the statutory protection of the rights, and 5 years before the amendment the statutory protection of the rights, B, are intended to, the amendment the word effective, since the word is redundant, B, are intended to, subjective, the word effective, since the word was redundant, in order to harmonize the provision, and the usage of the word protection, in order to harmonize the provision, framework, the usage of the word under the world intellectual property framework. I beg to move, Madam Chair.
Right, Honorable Speaker. And honorable colleagues, right, honorable Speaker, the proposed honorable colleagues, replacement of clause 13, the proposed by the committee, replacement of clause 13 will not work in the best interest of by the committee. The purpose of the proposal that has been made by government is that you cannot have a copyright. The purpose of the proposal that has been made by government period that you cannot have a copyright on any person's work if you period longer than 20 years. And 5 years before that. If you owner of the copyright and is 5 years before that and take this property back. Owner of the copyright what this clause come and is take doing this property back. It is mixing what up this clause is doing consequence. It is of termination with the right for consequence. So what we are discussing here with the right for reversion. The right of the what we are discussing here is back the right after the 20 year and you get their works copyright. For say 40 years. After the 20 years, can only be a maximum of 20 years. You can write another contract for 40 years. But the purpose of this was to ensure that if the purpose of this was to ensure entered into a contract. An author, for example, for a long period, entered into a contract unfair for a long period, which was say unfair. After some time, because of the get benefit bargaining of their power. After some time, they can get benefit. Propose, right, honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, that this proposed, right, honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues, and that clause 6 stands as part of the bill as proposed by government. We so submit. And clause 6 stands as part of the bill as proposed by government. We so submit.
I want the Attorney General to guide me on this, and the chair of the committee. I want the Attorney General to guide me on this, Chair, and the chair of the committee. You see, Madam Corporate Chair, I compose my song. And after composing my song, a certain man wants to buy my album. And after composing my song, a certain man wants to buy my album. Remember some time back, there was no TikTok, whatever they use on no social media. And this whatever they use on social media, and this man, but by that time I even never had my music. I never had the capacity. But by that time I even never had but has the right over the song to record the video. I don't know whether Attorney General are following what I'm saying. But has the right over the song. Because I don't know whether song I want to say how because he's putting his music on TikTok, he's putting it on YouTube, which we are not present at that particular time. He's putting it on YouTube, which we are not present at that particular time. To sell and get money, advantages available by the other person to sell and get money, which were not available by the other person who had bought the copyright by that time. Can you help me?
Honorable Seungu, first of all, I want you to know Honorable Seungu, first of all, the heading of the clause. I want you to know the heading of the clause. Reversal of copyright. So let's discuss according to that. So let's discuss. You get it? We are looking at when you get it. We are looking at when you reverse, how you reverse. Move as per the clause. Let's be systematic. Move as per the clause. Okay? I don't want the work to be distorted. I don't want the work to be distorted.
Madam Chair,
are you considering to what the AGR said? Are you considering to what the AGR said?
What we seek to achieve, author are protected. Versionary interests of the author are protected. If you look at the Attorney General's contention, and if you does not water away contention that intended purpose, does not water away that the versionary interests of the author are protected. So that the versionary interests of the author are protected.
I put a question at clause 6 stands part of the bill. I put a question at clause 6 stands part of the bill. Doesn't favor
Clause 7.
Chair. Yes, have it.
Clause 7.
Chair.
It's becoming juicy now. Clause 7, Madam Chair, is amended. Clause 7, Madam Chair, is amended in paragraph B. In the proposed paragraph 1, by inserting immediately after the word museum, the words for use by a beneficiary person other than for commercial use. Justification, the amendment will protect rights, owners, interests by limiting access to their works by beneficiary persons as required in the Marrakesh Treaty to facilitate access to published works by persons who are blind, visually impaired, or otherwise print disabled.
Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable colleagues, the import of the provision in Clause 7, amending Section 14 of the Principal Act, is discussing the fair use of works protected by copyright. The purpose of this provision is to allow the use of copyrights for educational, institutional, library, and that kind of thing, not for commercial purposes. Now, when you say for use by beneficiary person other than for commercial use, you're limiting that to only the beneficiary person. Now, that beneficiary person could only be a person who is a beneficiary through a license, through a contract, and through that kind of introduction. So, we note that we need to protect the rights of owners, and we also need to observe fair use of these products, and that is why Clause 14.2 is introduced. So we propose that the provision in Clause 7, in relation to amendment to Section 14L, be left to read, the work is used in an online learning environment by an education institution, library, archive, or museum, full stop, but not for the beneficiary person or other than for commercial use.
Chair.
Madam Chair, the Attorney General should then explain how you protect access of published works by persons who are blind, visually impaired.
The interview question that decides everything. What AI tools do you use? If you say chat GPT, you're done.
I'm 51, added AI certified to my LinkedIn last month, got 4 interview requests in 1 week, 1 turned into a job offer.
AI certified, like a course?
28-day program, 15 minutes a day, finished it, got the certificate, uploaded it. Recruiters actually mentioned it.
What if I've never touched AI before?
Perfect. The 28-day AI challenge is built for beginners over 40. You get certified at the end.
For avoidance of doubt, just restructure your statement, the amendment.
Right, Honorable Speaker, we propose that Clause 7 of the bill stands as it is in the bill currently, and that the proposal made by the committee should not be adopted, because Clause 14 properly caters for all educational purposes for which the copyright could be used. Beg to submit.
Thank you. I put a question that Clause 7 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary. The ayes have it.
Clause 8.
Chair.
Madam Chair, committee proposes amendments to Clause 8, which is amendment of sections 14 and 14 being the Principal Act in the following terms. Clause 8 is amended in the proposed section 114B2 by inserting immediately after the word found the words identified or is unknown. Justification to harmonize the provision with the definition of the phrase orphan works in Clause 1 of the bill.
Right, Honorable Speaker, Right, Honorable Chair, and Honorable colleagues, yes, we do concede that the proposal as made by the committee widens the scope of orphan works and clarifies it as defined in Clause 1. We concede to the amendment by the committee.
I put a question that Clause 8 be amended as proposed. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 8 as amended.
I put a question that Clause 8 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 9.
Clause 9. Honorable members, I'm in receipt of a letter from one of the members pursuant to Rule 140, Sub-Rule 4 of the Rules of Procedure. And the member is Honorable Kabanda on the amendment of Clause 9. And I'll invite Honorable Kabanda to move his amendment.
Right, Honorable Speaker, thank you so much for allowing me to make some amendments on Clause 9. As you have said, I wrote to you on the 9th of March 2026, notifying you about my intentions to move an amendment to Clause 9 of the bill pursuant to Rule 140, Sub-Rule 4 of the Rules of Procedure. Right,
Yes,
Honorable
go ahead.
Speaker, I was unable to submit to the committee because by the time the bill was under consideration, I was away on official duty. Right, Honorable Speaker and honorable members, I beg to move the following amendments to Clause 9 of this bill. Right, Honorable Speaker, I move that Clause 9 be substituted for the following. Section 30 of the Principal Act is amended by A. I am by substituting for the proposed subsection 1, where a sound recording or audiovisual fixation published for commercial advertisement purposes or a reproduction of that sound recording or audiovisual fixation is used directly or indirectly by broadcasting or other communication to the public, or is publicly performed unless otherwise agreed. An equitable remuneration determined by the Minister in consultation with the registrar and relevant stakeholders for the performer or performers and the producer of the sound recording or audiovisual fixation shall be paid by the user to the author for every use of the work. B, by inserting immediately after subsection 1 the following: the remuneration referred to in subsection 1 shall be paid through a payment system established under the National Payment Systems Act. B, 1B, the registrar shall, for purposes of this section, monitor the use of a sound recording or audiovisual fixation for commercial advertisement purposes or for broadcasting or other communication to the public and send periodic reports to the Minister. Right Honourable Speaker, 1C, the Minister may, in consultation with the registrar and any relevant stakeholders, by statutory instrument, prescribe the procedures for collecting, distributing, and receiving royalties and other entitlements from use of copyright or neighboring rights. Just to justify, to streamline the procedure for collection, payment, and distribution of royalties to the author. I beg to amend.
Thank you, Chair.
The committee did not propose any amendment to this clause because this clause, the purpose of the clause was to require any person who uses or entity who uses copyrighted materials for commercial purposes to pay a levy. This will enhance revenues for our creatives. It will expand the industry and it will help energize and enhance the work of our creatives. So that purpose has not been lost in this amendment. I have noticed that the amendment still maintains that purpose. What I've noticed in the amendment is just streamlining who is going to determine the equitable payments, because equitable is subjective. So to avoid ambiguities around the issue of equitable payments, this amendment seems to clear that. It says the Minister, in consultation with the Registrar General and stakeholders, the stakeholders being the creatives through their CMOs. And then the other one, I think, was on how payments will be done through a system that is well known to us through the bank, such that money is not, you don't just go to a radio station or an entity and you are given money in a bag. The money should go through a system that is established. So I concur with the amendment. It does not change the substance of the clause. And so as a committee, I think we are okay with it.
Thank you. AJ.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, upon receipt of your notification of this amendment, we did have a chance to consider this and even had a chance to discuss with the stakeholders who are available on this. We have no objection to this amendment.
Thank you. I put a question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by Honorable Kabanda, agreed with the chair of the committee and confirmed by the Attorney General. Those in favor say to the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 9 as amended.
I put a question that clause 9 as amended stands part of the committee. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
Clause 10. I put a question that clause 10 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 11.
Madam Chair, clause 11, the committee proposes amendments
Before you go to clause 11, I can first introduce our guests who are up there. We have Edirisa Kenso Musuza. You're welcome, Karonji Shiva. Pius Palazzo. Joseph Mayanja. Chameleon. Moses Saleh. Martin Moomuza. Michael Kalumba. Lillian Mbabazi, Lord Fred Sevata, Alex Lokuten, Cindy Sanyo, Daniel Kazibwe, Ragadi, Pastor Wilson Bugembe. Pastor, where is Pastor? Martin Musoke, Joanita Kawalia, Matthew Nabwiso, Nathan Magola, Cassandra Richard, Kansime Ann, Annette Nanduja, Aisha Nava Ziwa, Sewanyana Malcolm, Raymond Kaisa, Richard Mugisha, Shine Nyashosh, Okuni Edward, Sulaiman Luanga, Ali Manamakula, Mzee Idi Masawa, Ronald Mainja, Charles Musoke, Cheyune Mohammed Habib, Nkaluvo Rona, Lubega Edris, Chachimwa Jen, Agaba Ezra, Exodus, West King, Emrys, Bruno, Kamugisha Abia, Sandy Jafaruk, Muinda Rao, Fanta Busoga, Kabi Fred, and Kironde Vede. You're all welcome. Join me in welcoming them. We also have our own Hilda man. We also have our own Obangaina. We also have our own we have Balaam. And then we have Orone, Chairman Orone. Chairman, and then we have Chairman, Kayemba Solo. You're all most welcome and thank you for coming. Silo, we also have Silo. Honorable members, can we finish the bill? In the VIP gallery, we have Honorable Margaret Tilo, Member of Parliament-elect Amoria, We have Honorable Emmanuel Baira, Blambuli County. We have Honorable Kainza Agnes from Bududa. You have Honorable Wanyoto Godfrey from Budadiro West County. You're almost welcome, and thank you for coming. Clause 11.
Clause 11.
Madam Chairperson, Clause 11 is an insertion of Section 39A in the Principal Act. Clause 11 is amended in the proposed Section 39A, 39AA in subsection 2 by substituting for paragraph A the following. A, author, 30%. 2, by inserting immediately after the paragraph A the following, performer, 30%. B, by inserting immediately after subsection 2 the following new subsections. The remuneration to be paid under subsection 2 shall be computed on the net revenue earned by the person exploiting the works of the author or a performer as collar ringback tone after payment of any applicable taxes. A contract for exploiting the works of the author or performer as collar ringback tone in existence before the commencement of this act shall continue in existence as if the same was made under this act, except that the remuneration under the contract shall be the rate prescribed under subsection 2. Justification, Madam Chair, to assign the author and performer separate entitlements, since each has individual rights in the copyright over collar ringback tones. Second justification, to extend the validity of contracts for collar ringback tones and require the payment of rates.
We have no objection principally to the amendment as it aligns with government's policy to protect the creatives in the industry. Just right, Honorable Speaker, in line with the proposed amendment, Clause 9, we propose that the remuneration to be paid under this clause, under Clause 11, be paid through the payment system provided for under the NPA Act, National Payment Systems Act.
Amendment.
So I'm proposing that consequent to the amendment in Clause 9, we amend Clause 11 to include that the payments made under this clause shall be made through the National Payment System as prescribed under the National Payment Systems Act. I beg to submit.
Thank you. I put a question that Clause 9 be amended as proposed. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 11 as amended.
I put a question that Clause 11 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 12.
I put a question that Clause 12 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
I put a question that Clause 13 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
I put a question that Clause 14 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 15.
I put a question that Clause 15 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 16.
I put a question that Clause 16 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 17.
Chair.
Madam Chair, Clause 17 is insertion of Section 49A in the Principal Act. Clause 17 is amended in the proposed Section 49A by substituting for the Subsection 4, the following.
Do you think it's worth
The
it
registrar
investing
shall
in
not
Africa?
issue
I
an
believe
order
from
or a
my
notice
heart
for blocking,
that Africa is a
taking down,
world to
or
invest on.
obstructing
Everything
of
you see
infringement
is an
content unless
opportunity,
the owner of the
especially for the
corporate,
younger generation.
corporate
the
proves that
African
an infringement
diasporas
of corporate
living
works
across
has
the
occurred
world,
as
they
required
need to come
in
back
section
and change
45.
the continent. And this,
Justification
otherwise there is
harmonize
no
the
other
proposed
Africa.
section,
This is the only
subsection 4,
continent